I made
You
like
made
60
2
rupees on
rupees.
my first bet,
That's
and then I lost all of it.
I
oh,
made
bro.
600, bro, on the first bet.
And then you lost all of it. No?
Yeah, I was like, लेके नहीं जाना तो उड़ा देंगे.
Hello and welcome to the Repeating podcast. We have 4 among usual
The
6
six.
members of our podcast today because they both decided to party on a Saturday night, and we decided to be diligent and record this podcast for our 80 plus subscribers.
Yay!
This is a
Yay, let's
dedication.
go. 10:40 in the night, Saturday, when everyone else parties, we do this. Talk about stocks.
Our kind of party.
Our kind of party. Indeed.
Oh my God.
Everyone looks damn dressed up and all, bro. Tejas hoodie and Naman's in a
नहीं they are.
shirt.
I was
Where do
too
you
lazy.
usually, where do you usually shop from?
I'll say Zudio. Like last couple, like 1 year or so.
Are
One
you
year or so,
serious or are you
Zudio.
joking?
Yeah, yeah. No, no,
Serious.
serious.
I
And Naman,
I
Naman?
would I would like to say H&M and H&M and Zara most probably, and Superdry
H&M.
lately.
You
Oh,
have super
big
dry
man.
clothes.
Big
I
money.
I am a big fan of that brand. Yeah.
Big money, yeah.
Damn. Utsav, what about you?
West side, mostly west side and
West
online,
side.
whatever we get. Yeah.
Nice. So,
I'm like
What about you? What about you, Ayush?
either.
me,
You you tell.
I'm an Amazon kind of guy. I buy pack of t-shirts and I just
You just
wear
be like,
You
them.
buy clothes on Amazon.
So
You
Yeah, so
actually
I'm
shop
a
on Amazon.
yeah, I did.
like
So what do
seriously?
I need? I buy good pair of jeans from like a Levi's or something like that. That'll be like
Okay.
whatever. You can get them anywhere.
Huh.
I'll get like shirts or jackets or something like that. And then I just buy solid t-shirts on Amazon. You get like 5 for like
yeah,
500,
solid t-shirts makes
6
sense. I mean, if
for
you
5.
buy
Five for
with
500.
T-shirts.
Myntra's,
Yeah,
yeah,
solid t-shirts
I
are
think
damn
there's
cheap, bro.
solid deals you get, bro. And they look damn nice.
But I really
Yeah,
doubt
I
the
need
quality.
to. You need to send me the links now. I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
solid
Amazon's
t-shirts.
very cheap. Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
bought a
what. Like, why do
solid
you
t-shirt from Amazon and it came like a bunion. And I was like,
see?
no.
Now you have to know how to shop on Amazon. You Zara
Yeah.
people don't get it. Yeah, you guys are too elitist
I'm
for that.
like either एकदम नीचे और एकदम ऊपर
Yeah, same.
ऐसे.
हाँ
Either
तो
like a
एकदम
big,
नीचे is Amazon.
either like a
नहीं
big
एकदम नीचे for
pocket.
now is like Zudio or Camp FS
Camp, yeah.
FS yeah. And
For
एकदम
for
ऊपर right
the
now I have is uh, Balvin.
No, these are the
yes.
kind of elite people we
Oh,
have in the podcast
okay, just
today.
one thing. Which is the
yeah,
most
sure.
expensive clothing article you have?
Balvin नहीं
Balmain, okay.
नहीं Hackett Hackett Hackett
Okay,
Hackett
it's a polo, I'm guessing.
no shirt
Sure, okay. And how much did you get it for, if you don't mind revealing?
22
What?
22 22 22,000
Did you say 22,000?
yeah.
Yeah, what?
Dude,
When I went
insane.
to UK,
And
that time I
Ah,
that
bought.
conversion by 22,000, you mean?
Yeah.
Is he
But
stuck
यहाँ पे if you buy
or
it
is
like
everyone
it's
stuck?
30. No one's stuck.
No, it's stuck.
Ayush
Now
is
you
stuck.
are stuck.
Ayush is stuck.
No, now it's fine, I guess.
Yeah,
Am I
Yeah,
fine now?
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine,
yeah,
it's fine,
yeah.
it's fine.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wave.
Yeah,
Which is the
but my
most
wife.
expensive clothing article you
That
have,
should be in the
Ayush?
podcast, okay? That should be in the podcast.
Yeah, I keep that.
Okay,
But my
Ayush, which is
Wi-Fi
the
is kind of
most
shit. Anyway,
expensive one
what
you
is the
have?
most expensive piece of clothing? I have no idea.
Maybe a sneaker.
Yeah, it can be shoes, anything
Yeah,
like you
maybe
have.
my Chuck Taylor Converse probably.
The ones that
Pretty
you wore that day.
expensive. Yeah, they're very old, but yeah, they're
But they're
one of those
classics.
classic ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with them.
that's probably one of them. I guess. I don't know. Like you can't count suits, right? Those are pretty expensive.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not shoes, but clothing. What
Suits
about
are
you,
the
Naman?
not
Suits, bro. I love
Suits
suits.
are classic.
Even
It's a
the
classic.
show and the clothing.
The show and yeah, exactly. But now finally coming to the topic
Yeah.
of clothing, and Utsav reminded me earlier on that we'll just give the disclaimer to you before we begin the conversation. None of the securities that we mentioned during the course of this podcast are recommendations in any manner, and all of the information that we give you is only entertainment alone. So, when we think about clothing, you mentioned Zara, Naman. They just
Yeah.
mentioned Zudio, and Utsav mentioned West Side. Can you all name the company that manages all of them in India?
Surprisingly, it's Trent.
Right. Right.
Tata. Bye bye,
Yes,
Tata.
Tata Group owned Trent, which is a listed entity and is responsible for West Side, Zudio, and operating 20 Zara stores in India, which is basically all the Zara stores in India.
How many
Yeah,
Zara
there's only
stores are there?
20. There's only
That's
20 in
it.
the country.
There's
Oh,
only
that
20.
Across
really?
Yeah,
11 cities. Yeah.
across 11 cities. Yeah,
Just
that's it.
20.
And
I
all
That's
of
guess
them.
Pune
too
would
low,
have
bro.
like one fourth of them.
Sorry.
I mean,
Pune would have like one fourth of them then.
same
Yeah,
for
I'm,
Pune
Pune.
I'm
has
sure
two.
I mean,
Pune,
it's
Mumbai,
only
Delhi, Bangalore will have.
all the major metropolitan cities.
Pune has two Zaras, na?
I mean, I don't know really.
Yeah,
Mumbai
You
has a
Pune
go
has
to
bunch
the
more.
two.
one that's closest to you, no?
No,
Yeah.
we go to both. Phoenix wala and Pavilion wala.
Pavilion, yeah. Two I know, I mean. I thought
Pavilion wala
there.
abhi it's there, kya?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's
That's the
happening.
biggest Zara in Pune, na?
Yeah.
Hey. Then
And
That's
again, the
bigger
also,
Bombay
than the
one is
Phoenix one.
also
the
the
Bombay
store
one
is
is
an
Bombay
more
is
iconic
different
one.
level, bro.
the
Yeah, yeah.
store is an experience,
Because
huh?
the Bombay store, exactly, that's what. Like coming to that point only, the Bombay store, like the one that is iconic, is because it is near this heritage building in Bombay called near Flora Fountain. If you all have
No,
visited
Tat
like south
Macha.
of Bombay, yeah, you may have seen this. And the iconic like colonial architecture wala store of Zara was set up
Yeah.
there by Trent, and
It
it's
just
like a
catches your eye and you
sightseeing
just
thing.
want to
Yeah,
go there. You just
you
want
just
to
It's
want to
go
like
go
there
there.
again.
that building. Like New York में भी ऐसा ही एक building है.
Yeah,
Hmm.
The same kind. It's that kind of
yeah.
building.
I'm sure they like try to mimic the design of
Yeah.
the stores
Yeah,
abroad.
yeah,
But that store is too good, yeah. That one.
Yeah,
I mean, all Zara stores are actually quite nice. The way they
yeah.
space out their products and all the aesthetics that they use.
Only frightfully expensive to shop there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mad
No,
exactly.
for me, it's
expensive,
another
bro.
problem.
It was not that
I
expensive earlier. Huh?
It wasn't. I
It has
think
become,
post-COVID, it's gotten even more.
yeah,
Yeah,
insane
agreed.
expensive.
And
But also, it's like just a thing, right? It's basic economics. I think. Like the demand for luxury products shot up so much after COVID because people just had money lying around that they spent it on
Yeah.
stuff like this. It's
yeah,
driving up the price.
but
But
also
basics
Then
are
comes
nowadays,
also
your
so,
sorry.
the basics are
nowadays,
also so costly there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Nowadays,
everything is costly.
Zara is not coming up with good collections. I feel.
yeah. It's coming. It comes under fast fashion, right, Zara? Like
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
fast fashion means.
Whatever
Not
Gucci, LV, all these brands get up, उसका
yeah,
alternate copy बनाता है Zara.
alternate.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Cheaper
but
alternative.
it does
Cheaper
do
alternative.
well. Although like they haven't really added any stores in India per se in the past whatever 5 7 years. But the money that's coming out of those stores has increased exponentially. I think
like
Even
what is the
last year they
amount?
had like a
What is the
like this
percentage
year.
of revenue that is from that? Is
from
derived
Zara,
from.
I'll tell you, it is 25% of revenues.
Oh
So
damn!
just a
Just out of
quarter.
20 stores.
They started
Yeah.
exactly. That's what. 20 stores are giving 25% of revenue because if let's
And what's the
say
total revenue?
so total revenue should be around 8,000 crores, out of which 2.5
Fucking 2000 crores is coming from Zara.
are 8,000 crores, not 80,000 crores.
तो 8000 का 25% कितना हुआ?
Achha, you said 42,000 I heard. Sorry.
No, no.
No.
2,000.
Then maybe the 8,000 number I'm saying is wrong. Maybe over 10,000 crores and उसमें से 2,500 comes from Zara.
Oh damn, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So each store is generating about 125 to 130 crores of revenue per year.
In like a very tiny space, that too.
Yeah, in a very tiny space. I mean, that's
So
a
that's
big
very
thing to achieve.
commendable. So
Yeah.
they've clearly nailed it in the luxury space. Like I think Zudio isn't the only luxury brand they have. There's something called Massimo Dutti, something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
which is also a upper luxury segment that Trent manages. But
Okay.
I don't think they have a lot of exposure in India as such. But anyway, the option exists. So basically, what Trent has done is they've nailed the luxury segment. Now we come to where Utsav shops, which is West Side. Now, what is the typical West Side experience, bro? Can you tell us?
I mean, for me, I don't really look for brands as such, but Westside products
Right,
generally have this thing of like they're very good quality. Like if you buy them once, you can wear them for a really long time, and they're not fast fashion. I mean, they make
right.
good quality stuffs only, like shirts, pants, trousers, some t-shirts, something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, it works for me really well, and I like Westside, bro. Like that's just been my go-to place. You literally
Yeah.
get everything. You get
The
formal,
pricing wise, it's in
casual.
the mid-tier segment, right?
Yeah, it's
yeah. I
it's
think
moderate pricing exactly.
it's all above 1,000, but below whatever Zara charges.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
quality is really good for me. So
Yeah, yeah. West Side is also pretty, and it's pretty out there in terms of. So if Zara has 20 stores, West Side will have at least 100 times that, with like 200
yeah,
plus
So
stores.
200 stores.
214. Yeah,
Yeah,
And what is the amount of revenue coming from those stores?
that's the most at 40%.
40%.
So
Okay.
40% of like West Side is where they've got the entire mid
10,000.
market section sorted.
5,000
Where
crores.
yeah, so where you're like shelling out just a little bit extra, but that little extra incremental expenditure is really telling
Churning
in the
that
kind of
extra revenue
quality.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And also, if you notice, Westside doesn't have many competitors. Uh, if I
Yeah,
recall any,
probably not.
I
I
think
mean,
it's
they
I'm
just
sure
have
that yeah,
Pantaloons is there. Pantaloons and
Pantaloons is
Reliance
there.
Fashion.
yeah,
Yeah, only two. No, so two big
That is
competitors.
Aditya Birla, no?
Huh?
Yeah, Pantaloons is Aditya
Pantaloons is
Birla. Yeah.
Aditya.
Pantaloons is Aditya Birla.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
And amongst them, Westside is the highest, right?
We don't know. Like I don't think it may be one of the market leaders. I mean, there's only three
It
players,
is
so these
definitely. I
three.
mean, as Naman said, we don't know of that many players only. So it's
Yeah,
definitely there. We don't know the exact number.
yeah,
But it's doing great though. I mean, for me, I think Trent has nailed the entire fashion segment. They have like value, they have moderate, they have premium. So that's like the
right.
entire chain that they have absolutely nailed it.
Coming to
True.
the value part, is
Yeah,
where
Yeah,
are you,
S-
Studio?
Studio.
Zudio. That's
Studio.
Tejas'
सस्ता
domain.
माल. सबसे
Yeah, I mean
सस्ता है
you're
but it's not
absolutely
टिकाऊ.
right when you say sasta mal
Yeah, you
because
should say value.
no, he's absolutely right. I said when he
Yeah,
says
I
I
sasta
mean,
mean,
mal.
the cheapest thing that you get on Zudio is for like 30 bucks, right?
Yeah, and it goes up
and
to
the
a
most
maximum of
expensive
one
is
thousand
999.
bucks. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you really aren't losing much there. It's great,
Yeah.
and that's a huge market in itself, I'm sure, because although Zudio is just about a new player, but they managed to add from 7 stores 5 years ago to now 300 plus stores, faster
Oh,
than
damn.
any
and they
fashion
have
brand out there.
plans to add 200 more stores by the end of the 24
I guess
Yeah,
financial
it's
year.
350 right now.
Yeah,
is it?
2052,
Yeah,
and they are planning to add
yeah.
200 more stores for this year only,
So
So
imagine
which
they'll
just
be in
550.
the
shows the
every corner of the country, bro.
which
Are
just
there are
shows
like
that the
14, 15
potential.
stores in Pune itself.
So imagine, yeah. I haven't really seen many, but that's probably because I live in a very like maybe a
Chamber
reserved part of
Boys.
Bombay. Yeah.
Chambord Boys,
So we don't really have
Chambord Boys
Zudio
life.
there. I've seen a lot of shopper stops in Bombay. I've seen a lot of your pantaloons in Bombay. I haven't seen a lot of Zudio, but clearly they're making their mark on the country. 352
Yeah,
stores
they are.
and 35% of revenues order coming in from there from it being non-existent 5 years ago. Whereas
Yeah.
Westside has been
Yeah,
there, Zara has been there.
And it's
Just came in
incremental,
and
right?
just killed it. Exactly. Yeah,
And Zara
it is.
is
speaking of
like a
shopper
big
stop,
brand altogether.
Yeah,
Like
like
it's an
Zudio started from
international brand.
scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
And also for the Indian masses, I would say like buying from Zudio is like the first option. Like we get to buy
Slowly,
more.
yes. Yeah.
We get to buy more at the same amount that we would like to spend for the likes of West Side. I would like to say, like
Yeah.
if
Yeah. I mean,
from West Side I'm
you're
buying,
getting more for your
yeah,
buck for sure
yeah,
with Zudio.
value is added through Zudio.
Value is the true name of the game for
So
Zudio.
value का जब now I know one story कि we went for bowling, Laksh and all of us. So
Hmm.
Laksh was like, I need to change. So I'll go home and change and come. So I was like आधा घंटा लगेगा उससे अच्छा जूडियो से कपड़े ले यहीं पे buy a shirt,
Are you
t-shirt.
serious?
And he was like, हाँ 200-300 रुपए में आ जाएगा. I'll buy and change there itself.
Like
That's
you get a
insane.
T-shirt for
That's actually insane.
$150. That's like nothing. You spend that amount on a coffee,
That is true.
probably.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That
And the
much
fact that
now
you're able
you
to get it
spend.
through,
That is the amount I guess I would spend on coffee.
but you're not wrong because that's how you draw a comparison, right? Like that's how the
Yeah,
consumer is looking at it. India is such a price
Yeah.
sensitive or price conscious place that if you put a number to a price, they try to correlate it to what else you'll get it that will give you more
yeah.
value. You won't spend 150, 200 bucks on a coffee, but you will definitely spend it on a
On a
t-shirt
T-shirt.
because the value of that is
Yeah.
much longer
You can be
lasting.
like,
Yeah.
I'll wear it for like around 6 to 8 months, and then
Then
what?
throw and get another one.
Yeah, and throw
Yeah.
and get another one. And I would
Whereas the
like have
coffee you drink for
coffee
200 bucks, you'll just shit it
just
out the
once.
next. It's not
And
worth it.
also, major population of India is like uh, biased towards the value segment. I would like to say,
Yeah.
Absolutely. And who wouldn't be? Not
yeah,
everyone's making enough money to go to Zara like you, Naman.
no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Super dry, super dry. Not even Zara,
Super
super dry.
dry.
Hey, I buy it from
Yeah.
sale. Huh? I'm very
Oh,
shit
you
like
buy
a
it from
man.
sale? Oh,
Well,
So
wow.
so
going to
You have
Goa,
like
you shop
10%
for
sale
like
on a
10K
5,000 ka shirt.
No, no,
for one
no.
Goa trip.
Huh?
For one Goa trip, you shopped for 10K.
Huh? Yeah, but I was due. My shopping was due that year. Yeah.
that's what you keep telling yourself. But that's what all these kids in the current generation keep telling themselves. That they
Yeah.
spend outrageous amounts of money shopping. And then be like, हाँ ड्यू ही था ना कपड़े खराब हो गए
No, no,
and
yeah.
then Tejas in my generation wears one hoodie for 15 years and then
Yeah. Bro, I have clothes which I have worn from like 11th standard, maybe.
bro I also
Uh-huh.
have same
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And I have not grown that much, like size-wise. So
bro
everything is
now
fine for me.
now I can't wear them but they still exist in the house.
this is the thing.
Like
Don't
as a
slim
piece
by
of
them.
clothing or like as a pocha? No, I was
As
asking
my
because it's like
first I'll wear it then it'll
okay.
go in Uttaran to my sister and then it'll become pocha.
Yeah,
Clothes
but
don't get
that is the
wasted
thing
in an
with
Indian
Zudio, I
household.
guess. You cannot use it for like a big time period.
Yeah, it's not meant to
Ten,
be also,
15
but like
uses and then you have to throw it.
Yeah.
but that's okay, right? Like because if you're
Yeah.
paying that nominal of an amount,
You're just
Yeah.
paying for
you can't
200.
expect good quality.
Yeah.
But that's not the point anyway. Like that's the kind of price point that they're offering. People are going to take it, and I think
And
that's showing
that is what
early.
driving the growth is, right?
Definitely in the past 5 years, like since Zudio's entry, Trent has done exceptionally well. Not just in being a name that people are associating with the new fashion name of the country, but also on like a financial perspective. Like from going from 7 stores to 352 is not easy because you have to spend money to set up the stores, even if you're
Yeah.
renting the place that you're setting the stores up in.
And like
But
there are a lot of fixed
and then
costs.
selling exactly, there's a lot of in this case it's not a lot of fixed cost because a lot of it is just rental. Like there's no buying of land or buying of stores happening. So
Okay.
fixed cost will
So
only
it's
be in the
asset
sense
light
of
model.
it's quite asset light. Yeah, it's a lot of
Oh.
rental, it's a lot of leasing.
And I
So
think
the model is
the
fairly
Zudio is
asset light,
planning to franchise 50% of the stores that they're planning to open
which
this
is
year.
also going to further asset lighter. It will be
Asset light
for them
model, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
because they don't
And
even have to
also
pay rent.
they have this new thing like they are merging two stores. Like one store would combine one part with Zudio and other would have like a Star Bazaar or their retail
Oh
grocery
wow,
grocery thing I would like to say. हाँ ऐसा कुछ तो भी है
that's
उनका.
pretty cool. Yeah, if
Yeah, so
that's
like
I mean I'm not too sure,
This is like
but if you're right,
Walmart thing
that's
now.
very, that's very interesting. That will
yeah,
make them direct competitors with like DMart and stuff, right?
yeah,
Because if they're giving groceries and clothes, that's exactly what DMart does.
yeah, like
So
the
that is happening in US already. Like Walmart does that.
Walmart.
and that's
Everyone
like
Yeah.
a
does.
great
Walmart,
model to have,
Costco.
right? I mean, if
Sorry,
somebody's
what?
there to buy groceries for like $1,000, he would
Yeah,
not mind to spend another $150 on a T-shirt if he really like. He would be like, "Yeah, Arey, I would
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I would need one, so let's just
exactly.
buy it."
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm sure that's the same logic that DMart is applied, and they're able to get margins up at like 18% for the clothes they sell.
Oh damn!
So that's the
This is
market, and or
EBITDA
like
margins.
this is EBITDA margins, right? So if they're able to go to the 16%, 18% mark at their highs, when Zudio is now at 6%, which is great in itself. Like they're able to sell these clothes at 150. So they were in negative EBITDA at one point because obviously that's the
Obviously, yeah,
initial
Yeah.
cost of setting up these many stores in such a short span of time. But now
true.
they're EBITDA positive with 6% margins, and they can go 3x from here if the DMart model or the
Works out.
Pantaloons model is being followed. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
and
were
with
able
that,
to make 350 stores from 7 even in spite of COVID. Like,
In fact, they added stores despite of COVID. Even in that year, they
yeah,
added stores.
yeah, yeah.
So
like
imagine, like
if
they
and
knew this was,
if this works out that in their favor, like
yeah,
they would like have a booming growth, right?
absolutely. Because not only is, so I think Zudio uh, targets an audience which is A, young, and B,
Yeah.
has just about enough money that they're willing to spend on a certain aspect because they have so many other things to spend on.
Yeah,
The younger
Yeah, it's
generation,
like
I'm sure, when
college.
this,
If
yeah,
you're going to college and you have like 200, 300 bucks, and while going here, like you do window shopping and हाँ ये अच्छा लग रहा है ले लो 300 रुपए तो you can spend it
and you
ऐसे.
yeah,
can, and you can, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Which
that
is
is
like
what
a
they are
great
targeting.
and very, very rapid, exactly, and a very rapidly growing market because according to latest numbers, there's a few million youngsters being added to the plus 18 age group every year, right? A couple of million students or a couple of million people entering a workforce from a younger generation with so much disposable income. You're likely to spend it on shit like this where it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
and
as
with
Naman
also
said, that will definitely work in their favor.
yeah, and with also the current like how the current younger generation is like how would I like to say they are like moving into very fast fashion. उनको हर 7 दिन में हर 15 दिन में they need a new piece of clothing
Yeah, like correct.
to be
Like it's
into
keeping up
fashion.
with whatever is looking
Yeah,
good on Instagram right now or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
like they don't
So
Soft boy.
mind spending
so
a lot
this
of money.
yeah, true. I
Who's
mean
the
like
soft
that
boy?
definitely satisfy like
Sorry, who's this? I couldn't hear
Answer
you.
this. Who's the soft boy in
Who?
repeating
in this group in
right
repeating.
now?
Who?
Yeah.
Me?
I don't know, is it me or it's someone Naman only. He's
No, yeah,
Zara
I'm
clothes
not.
boy.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
Naman the soft boy.
But that's not a bad
I guess
thing, no?
Utsav
It's
too.
good.
Yeah, Utsav too. Huh?
So what
Utsav
did
to
what
all time soft boy. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what did I do now?
No, you
Nothing,
didn't
bro.
do anything. You were just a
That
soft
story
boy.
I won't tell right now. I'll discuss it after the podcast.
Yeah. We can't really discuss it on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
True, true.
But yeah, like coming back to Trent, so we discussed how Zara is doing well in just a limited number of stores that haven't really changed in number, but the amount of revenue coming in from the stores have increased exponentially. Like I think they've doubled in the past 5 to 7 years, which is
Yeah,
insane
They had a
considering
41% increase in sales this year as compared to
just in this year.
FY22.
So imagine,
Yeah, even if
and the
they
growth.
even after shutting down a store.
Yeah, they shut down a store as well.
yeah. And
So
even
Where?
if
they've been
you look at the revenue cargoes of with its competitors, like when
yeah.
Zudio started, the
Wait,
5 year
before we continue that entire point, everyone who's watching this and people on the podcast, how do you say CAGR?
Kaggle.
Kagger.
Kaggle.
You actually say the word Kagger, like some kind of
Yeah.
Ishan Avasti situation.
No, we say it.
Bro, you say
People
Who
want to
says?
EBITDA.
insecure.
Who says?
People.
Yeah, you say EBITDA. Okay. First of all, people say EBITDA also, which is even worse. I feel like they should just shut down.
Oh
But who says
God.
Kagger?
it- it's
And right
I've
now,
heard a
no
lot.
one said Kagger.
Kaggle. Yeah.
You said
You said
Kagger. I'm like,
Kagger.
Oh
holy
damn.
shit.
I
No,
think
but
I
that's
need
not
to
the
improve my
problem. The
English.
problem is actually making a word out of that acronym. Like, why do people have to do that?
It's easier
Dude,
that way.
even
Like
you say
A lot of
EBITDA.
CAGR.
people.
Even you
Yeah,
say
but EBITDA
EBITDA.
is different. EBITDA is a commonly known word. And it's a much longer acronym to say. EBITDA. If you say, the analyst will say,
What
go
about
for it.
EBIT? EBIT? You'll say EBIT
Oh,
or EBIT?
I, I mean, I prefer to say EBIT, but people will think I'm a lunatic, so I will say EBIT.
That's the same with
Yeah,
Kagger, na?
Yeah,
and
Kaggle.
but
what
Yeah.
at
about
the
PAT also?
5%, 10%.
And what
at
about PAT?
CAGR of
see that is also
5% is so
common, but
long.
yeah, but like I haven't heard
Three
many people say
words, three
Kagger.
letters.
I haven't heard a lot of people say Kagger, and I find
Dude,
it
you say
revolting.
PAT. You
So
also
so
say PAT. Why are you
Yeah, a
complaining
lot
me?
of people say Pat because that's a common thing to say, but Kagger isn't really a common thing
We
to
are
say.
normalizing
We make
Kagger
it
now.
common.
Yeah,
We make
yeah.
it
hashtag
Let,
common. Don't worry.
normalizing Kagger.
let the viewers of this video be the judge
Yeah,
of is it
yeah.
should it be an acronym or should we use it like a
Should
word?
you say it? Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's the next debate. But yeah, coming
Co-
back to you were
comment
saying,
below. Comment below.
Comment.
एक पहले like ठोको, like ठोको.
लाइक तो बनता है.
और अगर सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो सब्सक्राइब करो और बेल आइकन दबाओ.
हाँ, please,
Yeah.
no one go ahead.
Coming back to revenues, amongst its competitors, like when Zudio started from FY17, uh, the revenue growth for Trent was at a 31% CAGR.
Which is insane. Like that's a very very high number. I'm
Yeah,
sure they
and
beat their peers, right? Like
yeah,
so I think
Shopper
Aditya
Stop
Birla at the same time was 10% and Shopper Stop was
10%.
4%.
So Shopper Stop was 4%. So that's like
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. The
Even in
growth
2 years
disparities.
CAGR, they are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
much higher.
I mean, just this year only. I'm
54%.
sure we.
Fucking.
Yeah, I mean the rate wasn't that surprising, and I came to know that they almost doubled their revenues in this year. Trent compared to last year. I mean they had I think around something
Yeah,
like
exactly. Which
8,800.
is yeah.
I last time
Where was
checked.
the most growth from? Like, was it from Zara, Trent, or like
Zudio,
Zudio,
Zudio.
or okay?
It's Zudio for sure, no doubt about it.
yeah.
I mean the
It's
And
growth
it's
Zudio
is
is
just
the
make
reason this has
exponential.
happened.
yeah,
And if you
like
compare it to other
going from
companies,
7
I mean,
crores to 350 is the reason why the growth from Zudio is coming.
and
Yeah.
if you even look
And
at the peers like Aditya Birla and this Shopper Stop, I mean their
Yeah.
growth have been very less, and sometimes they even make they are quite loss making also if I'm not that wrong. I mean Shopper Stop until a couple of years before they were making losses. Like, they
I
were
don't think
PAT
they're
was a big
loss
loss.
make. They're not really loss making, but they aren't giving exorbitant profitability growth. Like for
Yeah,
example, what you
that is for
mentioned
sure.
that because let's say for EBITDA, the trend has grown at 40% CAGR in the past 5 years, whereas your
damn,
Shopper Stop has grown at 8%. That's
that's like
CAGR of
that's
insane.
horrible.
80%.
Yeah, yeah, which is horrible, and that's probably something that it's not just Trent doing things right, but it's also Shopper Stop doing things wrong, which is
Badly,
on
yeah.
them. So that may not be the best peer, but definitely Pantaloons or Aditya Birla is a
Pantaloons, yeah.
comparison, and yet Trent seems to overpower and outgrow them as a peer too, making them one of the largest in this space, right? Yeah,
Coming to the
very
question,
interesting story. Yeah,
is it
What
really
question?
sustainable?
Is it really?
sustainable.
Sustainable.
That's another podcast too.
Mm,
What are
no,
your
no,
We
opinions?
discuss.
Just
I
like
mean,
it's a
see, I
very
mean,
straightforward
honestly,
question,
even
right?
if you go, any brand you go to nowadays, you're gonna have questions with sustainability. It's because everyone just wants to make profit. You go to any sporting like
No, but you
Nike,
go to
Adidas,
H&M,
Puma.
you have sustainable clothes there.
That's just for
That's
showing.
not what Naman is asking.
No, no. I'm saying, is the growth sustainable? Like,
Yeah,
Acha,
can
growth.
Zudio
Oh,
continue to grow
growth,
at this
like
pace?
clothing.
which is a very straightforward
I thought you
answer.
were talking
Yes,
about,
Yeah.
simple as that.
yeah,
They've done it
because of
before. They're
Zudio.
going to keep doing it.
Yes.
Zudio is going to become a much
Thank
bigger
you to
name.
me, Zudio. मुझे thank you बोलना. Your loyal
This is not a
customer.
brand placement, but we would love some Zudio
I mean,
merch
even
right
other
now.
companies are now
Yeah,
realizing the potential of Zudio. With Reliance, I think, starting their youth store brand something from yesterday only, which is again a
yeah, to
direct
give
competitor of
competition to
Zudio.
But
Zudio.
no
Yeah,
one,
yeah, offering.
I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone's going to care if they, unless they drop the prices lower than Zudio. And that is extremely
And by the
difficult to
time
do.
they set up the stores that Zudio has, the number of stores Zudio has, Zudio will
Yeah.
be far ahead
Yeah.
Zudio
already.
I
will be
think
double
Zudio
that in no time.
Yeah, I mean, they have
definitely
a
has a first mover
352.
advantage.
They have a
Yeah.
352 store head start. So I mean, it'll be difficult catching up.
Already, yeah, which is insane. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah,
Insane, yeah.
Even their own brands can't catch up to that growth. So,
True.
yeah.
Ghanta and other
With
companies
Zara
are going
being
to.
just at 20 stores right now.
Exactly. But yeah, it seems like Zudio is just, in fact, this was just the setup phase. Like, this is high growth because it's the setup phase. Now is
Hmm.
when, even though they may not grow at the same rate in terms of stores, but revenue will still keep coming in incrementally, and profitability is what we will see as
Yeah.
a growth metric, which will improve.
Yeah.
Like, if they're able to
So the
get
Definitely.
margins
margins
up
will
from,
increase.
yeah, so if they're able to get it up from the current 6% to, let's say, a 10, 12, then imagine the kind of
Double
profitability growth
digits.
that Zudio will be driving. Yeah, it'll be in the double
Yeah.
digits, which is
And
what
I
will
guess,
make Trent worth the valuations that it trades
yeah.
at.
And I guess in near future, a major chunk of Trent's revenue would be because of Zudio.
Absolutely. In fact,
Definitely.
I think that transition is going to happen within the next 2 to 3 years itself, because it's already come up to a 35%, competing
Yeah.
directly with Westside at 40% of revenues. So it's just a matter of a couple of years for Zudio to overpower Westside also. Yeah. So definitely, so it ticks the box in terms of price, it ticks the box in terms of stores, it ticks in terms of how much money it makes as a brand and how
Yeah.
much value addition it's doing for its customers. And future sustainability is also ticked off as a
Everything.
green
And
flag. It ticks
everything.
off all the right boxes, and valuations are looking great. So we're just sitting on a stock that seems to be doing exceptionally well.
Well,
Or at least a company that
And
seems to be doing really well. In fact, the stock
and this
also, I
is
think,
not,
10x in the past 5 years, right?
yeah, from
yeah.
200 to 2000 right now.
Yeah, so we really lost out that opportunity then because no one saw Zudio as great a bet as it has turned out to be, or at least we four didn't, but we should
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
True, true, true.
But none of this is a recommendation.
of course, none of
Again,
it is. We're just yeah, we're just playing around and having fun with kind of research we do for these companies.
or else Sebi will come to fire, kick our ass.
Yeah, especially with
Hello?
the new Finfluencer rules. Hello,
Finfluencer.
Yeah,
Oh
Sebi.
God.
Am I audible right now?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
you
you're
are,
audible.
Naman. Are
Finance
you
with
Okay.
Sebi?
Ayush.
Yeah, but
Finance with
that's
Ayush. I do repeating. The
repeating.
face of repeating.
But all in all, if you had to sum it up, Trent has nailed all three price points. It has killed it in all three segments, but Zudio has definitely been the winner and will continue to be a winner and
Just
continue
like
to make
Ayush did
Trent.
in repeating.
P Town, bitches.
It out.
But yeah, I think it's 11:15 now, which means it's a time to wrap the podcast and go to sleep. So thank you for watching, and
It's
stay
a wrap.
tuned for
Thank
the
you,
next
guys.
week.
Bye,
Yes,
guys.
And
and it's a
yeah,
wrap.
you should
We'll
please